What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another review for Monday Night Raw. This one is from May 29th, 1995. Let's get right into it. Raw starts off with Double J cutting a promo on beating The Undertaker because he's facing him in a King of the Ring qualifying match. The lights go off and Jarrett starts asking the roadie to get the flashlight. So we get those quick words from Jeff Jarrett. Not much to really complain or get into there. They play the intro, and then after we see Diesel with his arm bandaged up because he got reconstructive elbow surgery, and they say that it was because of Sid's power bomb. I thought we were getting the Jarrett and Taker match to start the show, and instead, the first match is Psycho Sid taking on a jobber. Sid does get the win after a power bomb. They then show the slow-mo footage of the damage done to Diesel's elbow. It's footage from the pay-per-view, so I'm not going to show the footage. I'll throw some pictures or something, but he does land awkward on the elbow after the chokeslam and the powerbomb. The question I have is why now? Was he putting that off and he just couldn't take the pain, so he got it taken care of? Because it's been like 2 full weeks, so I wonder why they're just getting to it now. Diesel is being held by Dr. James Andrews, so he'll be fine. Next up, we have Adam Bomb taking on an enhancement talent. He picks up the win after a clothesline from the top rope. He lost his match to Mabel to qualify for the King of the Ring in a 5-minute nothing match back at In Your House. So Adam Bomb doing a whole bunch of nothing again for another year. Then we get our first King of the Ring report with Todd Pettengill. We are getting a tag match between Tatanka and Sid versus Bigelow and Diesel. So I guess that's how they're going to protect Diesel, by putting him in a tag match, and instead of taking him off completely, they still want to make sure that people buy because the champion is going to be on the show, so they'll make it a tag team match there. Next up, we continue the feud with Brett and Lawler. Hakushi comes out and his manager has a bag with them. They pull out a severed head that looks like Bret Hart, which is pretty extreme for a TVPG show on cable television. Even ECW hasn't resorted to stuff like that. At least they haven't done so yet. Hakushi does, however, get the win, so maybe we will get another meeting between him and Brett, but we'll see. Then we have Vince McMahon interviewing the WWF Women's Champion, Alundra Blaze. I feel like this is the third or fourth time they've done a segment like this to reintroduce this woman. And like last time, she comes out without the WWF belt. She brings up Bertha Faye and what she did to her after her match with Bull Nakano, where Bertha Faye busted her nose. Alundra states that she's going to be champion forever, or something like that, and that's all we really get from her. Alundra Blaze is able to have good matches with the women that she's been wrestling on WWF TV, but they keep taking her off, so I don't really care about it like I really should, or at least how they're making it to be, as this big deal with her and Bertha Faye. But I know that she's going to have a one-off match, and then they're going to take her off TV, so why even get invested? So then we have a tag team match where Mabel and Mo take on some jobbers. Men on a Mission pick up the win after a belly-to-belly suplex from Mabel, who has qualified for the King of the Ring. Next, we finally have the match between Jeff Jarrett and The Undertaker. Jarrett sells for Undertaker for the start of the match until Jeff reverses an elbow and clotheslines Taker out of the ring. Later, Jarrett gets Taker in the figure four and the roadie grabs Jeff's arms for leverage. Paul Bearer won't let that happen, so he chases after the roadie. Undertaker almost gets a comeback going, but Jeff Jarrett hits a neckbreaker to keep control. Undertaker sits up and does get a comeback going. Taker then catches Jeff and hits him with a chokeslam, not once but twice. Then, to ensure the win, he hits a Tombstone Piledriver to win and advance into the King of the Ring tournament. The tournament is now filled with 3 main event guys, and next week we have a chance of seeing either Owen Hart or British Bulldog get in the tournament as well. I didn't know that the King of the Ring this year was stacked this much with star power. And then after that, we get another quick video promo from Bob Backlund to end the show. So, with that, I am going to give this episode a bad grade. All jobber matches, but unlike last week, the final match isn't going to be enough to push this to a good show. Especially since we also had the Bret Hart segment last week to help. This week was all matches and no other type of segments for storyline purposes. I did say that the tournament has some star power, but in all honesty, I am not getting my hopes up. Yes, I do know who ends up winning this year, but that's not why. The WWF has time after time set up good matchups on paper, only to screw us with terrible finishes, or, like I've been saying the last couple of reviews, they just don't let them have matches. Like, they don't let them have good matches at all. They just go out there and have the stereotypical match for whatever wrestler is out there. If it's a big man, they do a big man match. Like, it's all formulaic. I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks, but it's been true for the last couple of years in the WWF. So I don't care that Shawn Michaels, Racer, or Undertaker are in the tournament, because some way they'll figure out how to make those guys lose in a stupid way. Obviously, we're getting closer to the pay-per-view now, which also means that there are only a couple reviews left before I take another break. But that's not for a couple more weeks until after King of the Ring. So until then, I'm out. I'll catch you guys on the next one.